Hey, this is Jennifer with Cosmetology, and I wanted to do a quick educational video for you to know how to properly maintain your ceramic coating. So here are some of the essentials that I think you should get. 2-bucket system. So you're going to need 2 buckets, 2 grit guards. You're also going to want to dedicate some wash mitts. I prefer 2 to the vehicle. You're also going to want to have some drying towels, a car wash soap. I like a quick detailer as a drying aid, a topper spray sealant that is going to be used every 6 months to a year, and then also an iron and fallout remover. And you can also bring along a glass cleaner as well if you want to clean your windows, if you have dog prints all over them like me. So what is a 2-bucket system car wash, you ask? So what we have here is 2 5-gallon buckets. In here is what we have that are called grit guards. So what these are gonna do is this is gonna prevent when you are rinsing these towels out in the, or the wash mitt out into the bucket, if there's gonna be any sort of dirt and debris accumulating on the bottom of the bucket, if this sinks to the bottom of the bucket, there's actually gonna be that grit guard that's gonna keep it from getting to the bottom, picking up any sort of dirt onto the wash mitt and transferring it on your vehicle, which could essentially scratch your clear coat. First, you always want to make sure that you're going top to bottom. You never want to be starting from the bottom and pulling that dirt to the top. Also, I like to split the vehicle into sections. But what a 2-bucket system is after you get done doing a section, you're going to be taking the dirty mitt and you are going to be rinsing it off into the rinse bucket. Then you are going to take it and you're going to put it in the clean soap bucket. And then that is going to make it so the wash mitt is nice and clean and going back on the vehicle, so you're not going to be scratching it. Another thing is I highly recommend that you get a wash mitt that is not going to hold a lot of water, because what essentially is happening when there's a lot of water weighing this down and you're going to be going over the vehicle with it, if there's any sort of dirt or sand in here, it's going to be digging into your clear coat, going to scratch it. So kind of be mindful of that. So the car wash soap that I use is IGL's wash. The reason being is because it's pH balanced, 0 VOCs, and there are no chemical additives in here. So it's not as sudsy as other car wash soaps, but other car wash soaps that are very sudsy, that just means that there's gonna be waxes in there. So this is one of my favorites. You barely just need a little bit. You can do a 1 to 100 ratio, but it's one of my favorite soaps. So let's get started. I usually just do it in a couple sections. I'll do the very top, very top, and the glass. Another thing that you want to be mindful of is making sure that you're taking off your rings, watches, belts, zippers that could possibly do anything to your paint. Another thing that you really want to be careful of is if you're going to be washing outside, make sure that you're going to try not to do it in direct sunlight. And if you do, you better move quick. Definitely do not sit there and clean your wheels and then go and wash your car with your same wash mitt. That is going to be a huge no-no. So these are wheel woolies. These are going to get in the wheel barrels. It depends on, you know, how big the rotors are, but there are wheel woolies that usually come in about a 3-pack. This one is going to be the one that you're going to be able to get in the most wheelbarrows with. These ones, you don't want to sit there and jam it too far back, but these are going to get in the barrels, so then you don't have to sit there and stick your hands in there and cut them all up. I'm just going to do the rinse now. Okay, so IGL Enhancer. This is gonna be one of my favorite products, especially for when you're drying your vehicle. It's great for a drying aid. It's gonna add improved slickness, durability, UV protection, and it is our quick detailer on steroids is how I like to call it. So not only is it good as just a standalone quick detailer, but like I said, it's really, really good as a drying aid, and it kind of looks cool. So what I suggest is that if you're going to be using this outside, I wouldn't do it all over the whole vehicle. I would probably do it section by section. The reason why I'm spraying all over the whole vehicle is because I'm inside, it's not in direct sunlight. You're gonna be okay doing it this way. Okay, so one of the last things is gonna be drying. What I like to use is I like to use a nice, fluffy, new drying towel. After every time you get done drying the vehicle, I would suggest washing it. Just so you can prevent from any hairline scratching or marring. So what I like to do is I will just drape it over the vehicle and pull, because this is gonna just grab up all the water. And then just be very cautious of possibly hitting a tire, possibly hitting the lower part, and maybe you did not wipe it all the way and get all the dirt off. So sometimes I like to just grab a regular clean microfiber towel and I'll get those lower sections, and not with this one. But you can really feel how slick it is, especially with that IGL Enhancer on there too. So another thing that you can do is if you have an air compressor at home and an air gun, another really neat thing is you can actually spray the water off. And since the hydrophobics are so great that the water should just fly off, you might need 1 or 2 microfibers to dry that off. Another cool thing is sometimes people get those little Ghostbuster backpack things with a little air gun or a leaf blower, but all those are gonna make it a lot easier for you to dry. Depending on where you're at in your coating's lifespan, and it doesn't even need to be used if you have a ceramic coating. This can be used if you don't have a ceramic coating. But what this is used for is this is going to help get those contaminants, the metals in your paint, to actually bleed out. So this is going to be a water-based, acid-free sort of iron and fallout remover. And what you're going to do is you're going to spray it on the wheels. Like I said, I do the door jambs, the paint, and you're going to wait around 7 to 10 minutes. You're going to see the paint actually start to bleed a purple color. So this is something that you definitely don't want to use in direct sunlight, and you don't want to do it on a hot surface of the paint. So what it's going to do is it's actually going to dry up really quickly, and it's not even going to work. Definitely want to do this, I'd say at least once a month, but this is definitely something that you want to do to your vehicle, because if you don't and then you spray it on there after about a year, your whole car is going to light up purple. Another product by IGL that I really like to use is their glass cleaner. For one, I think it smells absolutely amazing. And for two, when I'm done with the drying process, sometimes you get these little water drips right here, and I'll use this whenever I can, to be honest. So I really like to just spray it on there. One thing that I like about it is that when you wipe it, it almost leaves sometimes a haze, so you see exactly where you need to go over it again. It disappears, and you're good to go. The last thing that I want to cover with you is IGL Premier. So this is going to be a topper spray sealant. This is a proprietary SiO2 product, which is going to cross-link directly with the surface. It's going to add extra hydrophobics, improve slickness, gloss, and added durability. So this is going to be a water-based, zero VOCs, easy to apply product. So how do you apply Premier? Well, I want to show you how I apply Premier, just because there's some certain things that you need to look out for. I like to do a 2-towel system. First, I'm going to be applying it to the towel, and then I'm going to be applying it directly to the surface. I always like to wear a headlamp. The reason being is because you can see exactly what you're doing. If you're working in a dark lit shop, or even with these lights in the shop, you can still get high spots, even with this Premier spray sealant. So even though you're gonna get a high spot, it's gonna be completely different from a high spot with a ceramic coating. This is gonna be still super easy to remove. But if you are not properly wiping in this topper spray sealant, you're gonna see smear marks. So that's why I wanna show you exactly what you're gonna be looking for and how I do it. So I usually spritz just a couple spritz onto the microfiber. And I will wipe it onto the vehicle. And I'll show you what I mean by it streaking and if you just leave it. So we left it in that area. If I don't go over that again, you can clearly see smear marks. Now, if you go over it again, you're still gonna see smear marks. But what I'm doing with this towel is it's still picking up the product, but I'm gonna continuously wipe again and again, but then I'm gonna start wiping in a circular motion, because what you want to see, and that's why I'm wearing a headlight, is you wanna see exactly a mirror image of what you look like in this car paint. Because if you start seeing smear marks, that's what it's gonna look like outside. You can see how I am getting like a mirror image of what I look like. That means you worked it in enough. And when you pull it outside, it's not gonna look like Smear City. And people are gonna be like, what is that? So what I like to do with Premier is I will do one coat and I actually add another coat 4 hours afterwards. And I like to wait about 24 hours before I have any sort of water contact with it. There's a few things that I do want to add in here that you need to be aware about. Number one, people always ask me, can I go through the soft touch car washes or even the touchless car washes? Okay, definitely not a soft touch car wash, because those are essentially like a butcher shop to your car paint. It's like washing your car with somebody else's dirty rag. And if you need to depend on a touchless car wash, that is okay every once in a while. And if you do, I suggest on going through the automatic car wash that is a touchless on the lowest setting, because if you start going in there with all the foam and stuff like that spraying on it, what that is actually it's detergents and acids spraying on your paint, and it will break down the coating duration of that. Another thing is you want to try and make sure that you are using brand new microfibers. You can go to your local Costco and get a 37 pack for $15, $16. I highly suggest you doing that, making sure that you pop off those tags too. When you get your car back after it's been freshly detailed or coated, number one thing, don't touch your paint. Any sort of light agitation on there could essentially put in hairline scratches. So touch your car with a very soft microfiber, never dry wipe it, because let's face it, you don't want to mess up what you just spent so much money on. I hope that you found this video very beneficial on how to maintain your ceramic coating or just using these products on your day-to-day car washing techniques. If you need more information, please reach out to me via email at jturcott@IGL Coatings USA. Otherwise, you can find me on Instagram, Facebook, or YouTube.